Chua, and welcome to Adjusting Your Heart. We talk about mental health and relationships every Friday, so please do subscribe. Financial expert Rachel Cruze said that money is the number one issue married couples fight about and a leading cause for divorce. So stop fighting by learning the 3 effective ways in handling financial stress as a couple. Tip number 1, come up with financial goals together. Study after study shows that money stress can negatively impact marital relationships as well as our physical and mental health. That's why it's very important that couples talk about money matters before problems occur. Set aside a time to talk when both of you are neither tired nor angry. Listen to each other. Agree on certain issues like who should handle the money in your marriage. If you ask me, whoever is better in budgeting. So it doesn't mean that if you're the breadwinner or you're earning more, you're automatically in charge. You might be good in earning money, but if you're a big spender and don't know how to save, it will cause financial stress in the future. You guys also have to decide whether to maintain separate bank accounts or open a joint bank account. Each has its own pros and cons. If you decide to have a joint account, it's better that each spouse be given an allowance so that they can buy whatever they want. If there's something you want to buy that's more than the allowance given, you can ask your spouse's permission before buying or save up to buy it. Please avoid fighting about money. Seek to meet each other halfway. It should be clear how the budget is allocated. Both of you would have to agree how much should go to expenses like housing, transport, utilities, food, tuition, parental support, tithes or donations. Agree on who pays which bills and when. Agree on how much you guys want to save every month and where to invest your money, like maybe stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or cryptocurrency. When it comes to money matters, there should be transparency and accountability. Don't lie about your salary or expenditures. Don't incur debts, especially that of gambling or overspending. Keep in mind that your spouse will find out about it. It's hard to restore trust once it's broken. Talk about your dreams for the family. Maybe it's to buy a house and lot in the future, establish your own business, retire early. Both of you should be on the same page to prevent conflicts. One of our financial goals as a couple is to save money so Hans and I can travel locally and internationally. The following pictures were taken in Caramoan when we went there with my brother Jackson and friends Manny and Jennifer. The next set of pics were taken when we went to UK with Jennifer and Jacqueline. To save money, Hans and I don't buy a new gadget unless the old one is broken. Aircon is set on timer at night to save on electricity. I wear pre-loved clothes just like this, so I don't need to buy new ones. So that's how we save for our trips. Tip number 2, enforce but extend grace when necessary. Once you have come up with financial goals together, enforce what you guys have agreed upon. This cartoon shows a couple lamenting about the price increase of commodities and the need to be more thrifty. Then the husband asks, where should we start? But you can see that they ordered a lot of things online. Be gracious when lapses occur, like if your partner overspent. Think of solutions on how to prevent the same problem from occurring. You can ask why your spouse wants to buy that particular thing. Come up with measures on how to work within the budget. I've talked about how to live within your means and ways to reduce expenses in our previous video entitled 4 Practical Ways to Cope with Financial Stress. So check it out. Extend grace when your spouse forgot to pay a certain bill. One way to prevent that from happening again is to schedule it in advance. When it comes to credit card, once you don't pay on time, it will incur interest. So if it's the first time, what you can do is call up that bank and request to have the interest waived. You can tell them that you can check the records, that you always pay on time. It's just that this once you forgot. Extend grace when your spouse's investment or business didn't work out. Don't nag or say, "I told you so." Be supportive and help your spouse succeed. That's what Raquel Manimtim did. You would be surprised to know that Reynante and Raquel Manimtim became millionaires with only a capital of 100 pesos. They started out as minimum wage earners at a restaurant. They decided to quit their jobs in order for them to start a small food business selling fish balls, kikiam, and cheese sticks. When this didn't work out, they didn't blame each other. Instead, they resolved to make things better. So, using the 100 in his wallet, Reynante went to the market to buy bananas and barbecue sticks and started selling banana Q. At the start, they were only bringing 150 pesos a day. So, they decided to also sell siomai. It became an instant hit, and they took out a 25,000 loan from a local bank in 2015 to buy a motorcycle, which they converted into a mobile food cart in San Juan, Batangas. At the time of their interview with Kapuso Jessica Soho, the Manimtim couple owned a fleet of 11 motorized food carts, earning 50,000 a day. They named their business as Princess Siomai Business after their beloved daughter, who is their source of inspiration and hope. They worked very hard to help Princess achieve her dream of becoming a doctor. Their diligence paid off. They were able to buy their dream house. Moreover, they were the regional awardees for Luzon in the City Micro Entrepreneurship Awards in 2017. Reynante's advice to entrepreneurs: don't lose heart. Move forward no matter what happens. Prayers are number one. And your partner in life should always be there for you in order for your business to succeed. Tip number 3, teach kids smart money management. For younger kids, give them a piggy bank. Once they're older, open a bank account for them. You can teach them to save the money from their weekly allowance or birthday gifts or Christmas gifts. Once a month, you can show them how much has been saved. Train kids to help with household chores. Helping around the house is part of being a family. You may provide additional allowance when you ask them to do extra chores. Even if you can afford it, don't buy your kids all the toys or things they want. Before you go to the store, give them an allowance. Allow them to choose what they want, as long as it's within the budget. Teach them to compare prices. If the thing that they want costs more than their allowance, teach them to save up for it. Train kids not to waste resources. Turn off the lights when going out of the room. Set aircon and timer, especially during cooler nights. More importantly, teach them how to share. Orion Jean, only 11, is from Fort Worth, Texas. He became Times Kid of the Year for 2021. With the help of his parents, he was able to collect and donate 100,000 meals and 500,000 books to those in need. You can start with baby steps like teaching your kids to donate pre-loved clothes, books, or toys. Better still, teach them how to save and buy a new toy for a less fortunate kid. Then you can give it together so that it will teach them how to have compassion and at the same time be grateful for what they have. You can also consider supporting a Visions of Hope street kid. Hans and I have been supporting 2 kids since 2017. We visited the kids together with some friends. In case you're interested in supporting a Visions of Hope kid, you may go to their Facebook page or contact Zerah Mae Dahonog. We'll put the links below. 3 effective ways in handling financial stress as a couple. Tip number 1, come up with financial goals together. Tip number 2, enforce but extend grace when necessary. And tip number 3, teach kids smart money management. If you're blessed by this video, please like, subscribe, and click on the notification button, and of course share this video to others. Now I would like to thank some people for encouraging us. Ludi Chun, Maltus Estrada, John Kennepo, Upo Han, and Kat VR. Thanks for watching. Until next time.